This video is stage 1 of the full Rubik's Cube for students who already know how to solve the the 8 corners. So I'm going to put this completed stage 1 aside and show you. This is exactly the same techniques we used to solve the 2 cube, except we're just doing it on the bigger cube. So it just looks a little different. So you just have to get used to it. This takes practice, and don't feel bad if it takes longer than you would expect. So the first thing is this axis, this piece, this whole axis does not matter at all for this stage. However, it's probably easier for you after each routine to just replace the axis where you think it belongs, because it will help you visualize what you're doing. So mathematically it doesn't matter, but for your sanity it matters a lot. So you can go ahead and start putting corners in on the white like we did before. We just look around. See, right now I'm having trouble seeing that this over here is the red side. So I just flip the axis around so that I'm starting to form this little V or very X shape. It just is easier to view. And so then I can see that this guy needs to be flicked around and put up top. And you're saying, oh my gosh, I'm not that fast yet. But you will be. You really will. You will see it. It's like, okay, that guy. See, you got to get used to this difference. When we were playing with the little cube, there was no middle as a frame of reference. This is why it's important to fix the axis to help you with that frame of reference. So right now, for example, I can look at the 3 middles and say, the white, orange, blue corner has to go here. There we go. And it's very easy to put it there, and I just double check. Okay, so I'm already done with stage 1 of the 2 cube, of the pocket cube. All right, now I'm going to move to the second stage of the 2 cube, which is I want to get the bottom guys all in the right place. One's already there for me. And then I look, and I say, okay, that guy is in the right place. This guy is not in the right place, and this guy is not in the right place. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to use the special 15 move twice. And this is how I use the 15 move. So I've decided this guy has to move to here. And so I'm going to move, so it's the primary colors. I'm going to move the primary colors over, and then I'm going to move it home. Or I'm going to move it over, and then I'm going to reassess the cube, actually. All right, so I'm going to hold this guy and do my 15 move. And on the 3 cube, the 15 move looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And it looks really scrambled. So it really helps to pick the thing up and rotate it. So your thumb is where your fingers were, they just rotate this thing. And then, and they're like, okay, it's really there. Phew, I didn't really lose it. Let's get that axis back. The axis is always messed up. Okay, so there, we got it fixed. Now let's see what happened down here. Let's see, I have who is home. This guy who was home before. And now I have a cycle of 3, because I had the primary colors that I moved over here, which I did. But now I have a cycle of 3, and we know that there is no such thing as a cycle of 3. It's just an illusion, because that guy needs to go over here, and now this guy needs to go over here. So if I go like that, remember we had this all diagrammed out in class. Alright, so what we have now is just, we have one more switcheroo to do. We have got to put this orange, green, yellow guy over here, and the red, green, yellow guy has to go over there. And it's much harder to see on video than in real life, because I'm trying to twist this so you get the 3-dimensional effect. But when it's in your hand, you twist it to your whims, not to my whims. So it's hard for you to follow my whims while watching the video. But what I want you to do is essentially get the overview, and then you're going to get this by practice. So I don't expect you to ever watch the video and have it be like, oh, every single thing makes sense. I want you to get the whole overview to the point where when you're messing with your own cube, then you can do it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Flick this guy back. And flick this guy back. Alright, now we should hopefully have everybody back home. It looks like everybody meeting the corners. Alright. Now what I want to do. So I'm done with the second stage of the 2 cube, and now I'm going to move on to the third stage of the 2 cube. So I got to rotate this guy clockwise, so he's a good candidate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That is the famous 12 move that we always use. Right, so look for a clockwise facing guy. Ah, that guy needs to go clockwise. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now we look again. Aha, one yellow, so we're home free. We're at the last stage, and we hope we don't mess this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And you should have these beautiful X's at this point. Every face should have X's, and if the colored faces do, then the white and the yellow face will. It should be fine. So one thing you should note is that the 12 move does not mess up the axis, but the 15 move does mess up the axis. So if the axis being messed up bothers you, then you should reset it every time you do the 15 move. And it's always the same way. It's always you got to flick this guy over once and then flick the middle twice. So if you just want to add that to your routine, that's fine. It's not necessary, but it might improve your sanity just so you don't get disoriented.